Okay, so you're going to start laying down on your spine. If you do have a prop, like a block or a book or something that can be useful today, otherwise do not worry. All right. So 45 minutes, so we just get straight into movement in these shorter classes. I'll get you to just place your prop by the side body if you're using one, lay on your back and draw your knees into your chest to begin. So give the legs a little bit of a hug and a squeeze. You can even take a really gentle kind of happy baby shape with the legs, or just a soft drawing in, close the eyes. And as we just center for a brief moment, notice the whole spine, skull, shoulder blades, back body, pelvis, connected to the mat. So you understand the spine, you can feel the curves, you can feel where it may lift a little away from the floor, behind the neck, maybe behind the lower back area. And with that connection to earth, we can instantly ground, we can feel this support, this stability, this base. And then we can start to breathe and expand. So always really important to find our connection to stability, to base, or our connection to center. It's like when we're aware of something or we understand something, we feel a great sense of confidence or liberation, empowerment. So you can apply this tool throughout your practice. Is notice your base, notice your support. What do you understand? What can you draw into center with? And then move the body from that place so you feel confident and this ability to grow large and move in wonderful ways. So one more breath here. And then release the happy baby shape. Bring your feet to the floor. And then if you're using a prop, you can grab your block. Otherwise, don't worry, you connect your elbow to your knee instead. So the prop will come to the right thigh bone and the back of your right elbow and tricep will push to the other edge of your block. Otherwise, just start with your hands interlaced behind the back of the skull and connect your right elbow to your right knee instead. Both elbows wrap up and in around the sides of the head. This might be enough for you, so you can stay here, pull the elbow to the knee or the block, and then push the knee back in as well. So there's this kind of hug and resistance here through the right obliques. Or hover, left knee up above the hip. Again, find that tabletop shape and then squeeze and lift here. We're concentrating on the right side obliques, hugging, and the navel and the rib cage drawing down and into the body. We'll hold here, take a full breath in. You can just stay with this isometric hold in the right side body, or start to kick the left leg out and maybe hover it down towards the floor. The lower the leg goes, the harder or the more load that you're placing on your core. So you can manage the leg in a position that feels good for you. Bend the left knee, pull it in, and exhale, straighten it out. Good, pull it in. Meanwhile, you keep that right side of your body really strong and rigid. Let's do 6. Use your breath. 5. Connect to your base, your center, and move from that place. 4. 3. 2. 1. Last one. Hold the left leg out. Pull the right elbow and knee towards either the block or the thigh. Connect for 3. Ribs down, 2. And 1. Pull the knee in. Release. Feet to the floor. Well done. We'll take a little mini bridge. So push through the feet. Roll the pelvis up off the floor. You might take one hand to back of pelvis, front of pelvis, and find the glutes engaging, wrap them under, and the pubic bone scooping down. So that should hopefully open that right hip flexor a little bit here. One more breath. And then lower down to the mat. Okay, second side. So either elbow to left knee or block, connect. Hands behind the back of the head to interlace and cup the skull. Scoop up off the shoulder blades. Start here with the right foot on the ground. Get the connection here of elbow to thigh or prop. Thigh pulling back. So the thigh is pulling to your face and the elbow is pushing away. Hug the ribs down. Stay or float, right knee up above the hip, tabletop. Again, you're welcome to stay here or extend, right leg out any amount. Lower is a little more load for the core. Okay, and then let's go. Pull the knee in. Exhale, press, leg out. And in. Extend. I reckon we did about 10. So we're going to do 10. So 8 more. Pull it in. 7. And in. 6. Well done, you guys. So good. 5. 4. Stay with it. 3. Find your center, your connection to stability. 2. Last one. Take it out and hold. 4, 3. Left side body strong. 2. And 1. Pull it in. Woo, and release. Good. Again, low glute bridge. Let's lift and open the front of the hips. Welcome to also palpate through the glutes just to make sure they're on. Let your ribs expand here. Big, wide breaths. Open up through the lungs, through the tissues at the front core. Exhale. And then slowly roll your spine down to the mat. Nice. It's one way to wake up, hey? All right, flip around. We'll come onto the hands and the knees. We're going to release through the forearm and the wrist. So spin your fingers either to face the sides of the mat, or if it's okay for the wrist, a full pivot of the hand so that the thumbs are spinning out. And then just go gentle cat-cow here. So round the spine, start to scoop up and in, open the shoulder blades. And then forward with the chest. This one you might feel a little more tug on the back of the forearm. So just go gentle or stretch the abdomen. And then again. So move through your cat-cow. Keep, again, a little awareness through the core. It's warm, it's alive now. So we want to maintain that integrity through the core, even as we start to move the spine in all directions. Good. Last one. Such a beautiful way to wake up the spine, this movement. You can just do a couple of these a day. Get out of your chair and just do a few cat-cow, and it'll feel so nice for your spine. Okay, and then just gently release one hand at a time. They're pretty stiff. Just give the wrist a little roll. So go gentle. Reapply a little bit of weight forward on the hands. And then let's come to downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, you might pedal out through the backs of your calves and your heels here, or find stillness straight away. And then it's a push away with the arms. So imagine that you're pushing the floor away, or don't imagine it, but actually do that, yeah? And as you start to find that pressure and that push, the ground force reaction is gonna take your spine up and back in the opposite direction. So we push something one way and the spine moves up and out in the opposite way, yeah? And then notice if your chest is collapsing to the floor. Think of drawing your lower ribs up and in and almost sending the chest a little more forward over the hands. Not like a plank, but imagine that kind of feeling. And then let the pelvis pull up and back. Okay, we'll come to some side pivots. So lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Pivot both your heels to the right, so your toes point to the left, and then bend the knees in this pivot here. So you're still in a down dog, but with side bend here. Push through left arm, draw the ribs back into the body. Again, think push the ground away. And then come back through downward facing dog. Pivot the heels to the left, toes point to the right, little bend in your knees. Draw the ribs in. Good, come back to center, downward facing dog. We'll hold here, one breath in and out. Okay, feet together in your down dog. Lift high to the tippy toes, engage through the calves. Right leg lifts up and back, full breath in. It's a wide tiger curl, right knee outside the right upper arm. So squeeze the inner knee to outer arm. Let's do one more, three-legged dog, full breath in. Wide tiger curl, pull it outside the arm. Now draw the knee in between the arms, normal tiger, and step right foot forward. Lower the back knee to the floor and come off the hands, reach the arms up. We'll take a side bend, grab a hold of the left wrist with the right hand, tug up, pull the front chest and ribs back, and then side bend over to the right. And as you do this, front foot pulls to the back knee, left glute wraps to lift up through the left hip. One more breath. And then come back up to center. The left forearm is going to cross over your body to hook on top of your right thigh. The left forearm on the right thigh. I want you to push down so you scoop the spine away, think like a cow, an angry cat back, spinal flexion, and then look to the right in a twist and reach the right arm over your ear. So we're not collapsing the chest towards the right leg. You're using the left forearm to push it away, scoop back through your spine. So think spinal flexion, cat back, and the right arm reaches up and over the ear. So you're getting this beautiful length through the lower right side of your spine. And then come all the way back up, fingertips to sky, big inhale. Hands to the floor, step back, high plank. We'll hold here, 3 breaths. Pull the heel of the hand back to the toes. Pull the toes forward to the heel of the hand. Push the floor away and lengthen the chest forward. Downward facing dog. Now walk back to your feet. Walk back of the mat all the way to forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit here. Right hand underneath the chest. Left arm opens all the way up. And you can bend your right knee as you take this little twist. And then big circle up and over your head to bring the left hand down under the chest. Right arm sweeps up, maybe bend the left knee. Big circle like a swim up and over. One more each side. Right hand down, left arm circles up. Big pull as it reaches over your head. Left hand down, right arm back. Inhale. Reach, reach, reach. And then forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a halfway lift, inhale breath. Hands down, walk back, 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 all the way to your high plank. Tap the knees to the floor, elbows back, chaturanga lower. Cobra pose, press feet and pubic bone down. Lift through the chest, but draw the abdomen into the back body, shoulders clip back. And exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, push up, knees or plank. Downward facing dog, hips higher. Feet come together in your down dog. Lift high, up onto the toes. Left leg lifts, up and back, 3-legged dog. It's a wide tiger curl outside the left upper arm. So squeeze and connect if you can. 3-legged dog, push through the arms to lift the leg. Wide tiger, squeeze, find inner knee, outer arm. Now pull the knee into center, scoop through the spine, step the left foot forward and lower the back knee to the floor. Low lunge, lift up. Grab right wrist, pull up and side bend over to left. And then you'll pull the front foot to the back knee. So inner thighs start to traction past one another. Right glute firm to open the right hip. And lift up and out. So don't go down so much, then going up and over. And then come back to center. Right forearm crosses over the body to connect to the left leg. Push away, so you kind of scoop back. Yeah, feel like that cat back. And then left arm over the ear. So you're turning to twist, but you use the right forearm to push back through the spine. And then the left side of the chest starts to spin underneath the arm. So you should get a big stretch and sensation through the left side of the spine, maybe into the left lower back and hip. One more breath, reach through that left fingers. And then release, hands all the way down to the mat. Step back, high plank. We'll hold here, take a breath in. And downward facing dog. Walk back, back, back. So push the floor away as you walk back. Forward fold, left hand under the chest. Again, sweep the right arm up and back. Reach and pull over your head as you swim it down and forward. Left side, reach up and back. Pull, pull, pull. And forward. Take a halfway lift, breath in. Press off the legs, lengthen the spine. And bow forward. Walk back. Crawl all the way forward to high plank. Honor off your knees, lower chaturanga, all the way down to the floor. Cobra pose. Again, clip the shoulder blades back, glide the center of the chest forward to lift. And exhale, lower, tuck your toes, push up, knees or plank, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a full breath out. Okay, lower your knees to the floor. We're coming into dolphin, so lower your elbows to the mat. I want you to keep your hands apart, so palms parallel, arms track forward. Again, before we lift the knees, push down and forward through your elbows so that you start to scoop up and back through the spine. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips to dolphin. So you can bend your knees in dolphin, that's fine. Take a little bend. And again, work with that push so that we lift the spine up and out of the shoulders. We're going to take some little push-ups here. So look forward at your hands. You might need to do one hand at a time. I'll show you the variation. Come over to the right elbow, push up onto the left hand, shift the weight into the left arm, and then you're in a downward dog, yeah? And then we'll lower, right elbow to the floor, and left elbow to the floor. We'll do one more like that. So lean to the left, push up onto the right arm, push up onto the left arm, you're in downward dog, and then lower right elbow, lower left elbow, dolphin. So you can keep with those, or at the same time, look forward at the thumbs, push through the arms, lift the elbows up, and then lower the elbows down to dolphin. And then go again, push the ground away. So you're either walking the elbows or you're going at the same time. Keep the gaze slightly forward as you do this. Woo. Let's do two more. The knees can stay a little bent. Push to lift. Last one. So good. This is tough. So well done, no matter what version you're doing. Okay, we'll find downward facing dog. Ooh, we'll need that little push later. Legs together, down dog. Right leg lifts up and back. Let's take a wide curl again, outside the right upper arm. Pull the knee into center, tiger curl. Step the right foot behind the right thumb. Ground your back heel down for warrior one. So right hip plugs back. Push through the legs and lift all the way up to warrior one. So you can widen the right foot for more width for the pelvis to find space. And then let's interlace the hands behind, lower back, so find a clasp. Draw the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Again, keep scooping up through the front of the pubic bone here. And then push down through the back heel, forward through the ball of the front foot as you start to hinge and lean out and over the front leg. So coming into a little kind of humble warrior, keep plugging the heels down into the mat. And then you might go a little further and take the spine and the chest and the head towards the ground. You don't need to go all the way down. I want you to still maintain a squeeze of the right hip towards your back foot. Draw the ribs in. You can still engage the upper back and not let the rib cage kind of open. One more breath in your humble. And then release the hands down to frame your front foot. Just step your back foot in a little bit closer for a pyramid. So the back toes can lift, the back heel can lift if that's better, or keep the traditional stance with the heel down. Bend the front knee as much as you need. Hands come to the floor and then start to lengthen the spine up and out over the front thigh. In your pyramid, I want you to equally press the feet down and away and pull the heels in towards one another. So there's this real engagement of the muscle to the bones of the legs. One more breath, let the skull get heavy. And then bend your front knee. Lift the heel of the back foot and step back a little more to lunge. Pivot your feet to the long edge of your yoga mat through wide-legged fold. I'm going to get you to bend the back knee, straighten the front leg to skater. And then let's change. Bend the front knee, straighten the back leg. And change. Bend the back knee and bend the front knee. Your hands can stay on the floor or you can reach them out wide. Fly them here. Again, notice the rib cage, knitted in. Good, last one to the back. Hold the bend in the back knee, hands come back underneath the chest, and then swim your arms all the way around towards the front of your yoga mat. So you're staying with this skater lunge. Watch that the back knee is opening wide, and then the hands are reaching around towards the front leg. If you can't grab the front leg, don't worry. Just reach your fingers towards that top corner of the mat as you pull the hips back in the opposite direction. And then really puff your left rib cage. Push it open and out. So you're engaging and closing off through the right side body. There's a little crunch there so that you can open the left side body. Just take one more breath. And then come back. Start to walk forward towards your front foot. Right toes spin back to face top of the mat. We'll stay here, take a full breath in, and then step back, high plank. Come forward, lower chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog now. So firm the glutes, draw the ribs in, but squeeze the shoulder blades. Downward facing dog, hips pull high. Pause here, full breath in. Steady breath out. Okay, feet together in down dog. Left toes lift up and back. Push through the ball of the foot. Wide curl, knee outside left arm. Pull the knee into tiger curl between the arms. Step behind the left hand, warrior one. Ground your back heel. Pull left hip back. Press through the legs to rise. So again, find your connection to foundation in the pose so that you can feel that confidence and expansion through your body. Right glute firm. Hands come back, interlace, find your clasp. Draw the shoulder blades together, keep the ribs and the front body soft, and then start to lean forward. So it's a hinge at the front of the left hip. Plug the left thigh bone back, front heel to back foot. And you don't have to go all the way forward. Strong connection to your legs. And then this broadening up and out through the spine. Maybe let the head go. Final breath. Okay, release the hands down to frame the front foot. We can step the back foot in a little bit, one step. to come to pyramid. Pull the left hip up and back, ground through the ball of the front foot, heel of the back leg. And then even though you're pushing the legs away, think squeeze the heels together a little as well. Lengthen the spine up and out and bow forward over your legs. Soften the head. One more breath here. Okay, and then come to lunge, lift the back heel, step it back a little bit and pivot the feet to the long edge of the mat. Let's start, bend the back knee, front leg straight, and then we're going to just pulse from side to side. So we just get a little bit more heat into the body and into the legs. And hands can be on the floor or on the yoga, or at the chest or even wide. Last one to the front. Bend the back knee and hold here in the high skater or high skandasana, and then sweep your arms all the way around towards the front. As you pull the hips to the back, yeah, so if you can see my arms are reaching all the way forward towards the right, maybe they grab a hold of your front foot, and then I want you to pull the hips back away from the reach of the arms. Squeeze the left side obliques and push the right rib cage open. So we feel a long stretch all the way through the side body here. One more breath. Open the back knee, press it away from the inner floor. And then come forward, bend to the front leg, pivot around to your lunge, hands flat, high plank, step back. Come forward, lower chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog, downward facing dog, hips high. And take a full breath in, long breath out. Okay, we're just going to do that one breath per movement a little quicker. So right leg lifts up and back, inhale. Wide tiger curl outside the right upper arm. Tiger curl between center, lift up. Step the right foot forward, warrior one, ground the back heel. Inhale, reach up. Stay for the exhale breath. Take another inhale. Exhale, hands circle down to the floor. We'll skip pyramid, pivot, long edge of the mat, bend the back knee to skater. And then come all the way back around top of the mat, fingertip lunge. This time, step the hands forward, lift your left leg off the ground, standing L. So the hands are forward and out under the shoulders, palms push flat, pull the chest forward between the arms and squeeze the top inner thigh to center. Take a breath here to lengthen the chest. And then exhale, you're gonna step your left foot behind the right leg so that your legs are now in a cross forward fold like this. Yeah, so left foot outside the right to squeeze the top of the legs. Your right knee may need to bend here in order for you to do that. And then lean your arms over to the right. So you've got the left foot behind, squeeze the top of the inner thighs, and then reach your arms over to the right side of the room. One more breath. And release, and then we'll come back to forward fold. Separate the legs and bring them just either side of one another here. And then come halfway lift, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. All the way to stand, lift up, grow tall through your spine. And hands meet in prayer. Okay, feet together, chair pose. Sit the hips back, reach the arms by the ears. So we're going to come into a little crow pose. You can stay in chair if you'd prefer, or take the hands down, come forward onto the balls of the feet and open your knees like a diamond. Hands come forward, push down through the arms. See if you can get your knees to squeeze up around your upper arms, or they can press to the back of the arms if you have that variation. And then you might not even lift your feet today. You might just pull the chest forward, come a little higher onto your toes, maybe 1 foot at a time starts to play with squeezing heel towards your pelvis. Hands pull back, chest pulls forward. Hold here for a breath. You're more than welcome to take a jump back or feet to the floor, hands back and then step back, high plank, lower chaturanga, cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. Let's go second side, feet together. Left leg lifts, smooth inhale. This is where you can slow the breath down. Wide tiger curl, exhale, knee to outer upper arm. Into center tiger curl. Step forward, warrior one, ground the back foot, and then rise up into strong legs. Hold here, find a full slow breath in and a full breath out. Circle the hands all the way down to the floor to pivot to the long edge of the mat. Bend the back knee and then come straight back to fingertip lunge, face forward. Hands move forward in front, standing L, lift and kick the back leg high. Hands will come right up underneath your shoulders. Bend the left knee here to get the hands flat, and then pull the spine forward as you squeeze the top leg in towards center. And then leg crosses behind so that your right foot will step outside the left leg. Bend the left knee if you need to, and then sweep your arms over towards the left. So the hips sway a little bit to the right as you move the torso to the left. Big deep breaths into the rib cage, into the outer hip and glute here. One more breath in. And then come back to a normal forward fold, uncross the legs, take a halfway lift, push the legs away, and bow forward, all the way to stand. Reach your arms up above your head, and hands meet prayer center. Okay, chair pose again. Sit back, reach the arms forward. Second round of crow, or stay here in chair. Hands can come down, lift up onto the balls of the feet and open the knees nice and wide. Palms push down flat. Again, lean forward, get the knees to squeeze around your arms. You might just stay there and then keep the connection of knees to arms as you pull the hands back and take the chest forward. Maybe play one foot at a time, squeezing your heel towards your pelvis. Maybe both feet start to squeeze. Push down, scoop through the front body. One more breath, either a jump back or land the feet, step back, high plank, and then move through chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Well done. Take a full breath in. Big sigh. And then lower your knees down to the floor. Okay, there's not much time to rest in 45 minutes. So we're just going to keep going. We're going to bring our elbows back down to forearms. So we're going to come to dolphin pose for this next little flow. Alrighty, so elbows down, push forward and away with the arms, and then lift the hips up. You can walk the feet in a little bit, bend the knees, but then press the pelvis up and back. Draw the ribs in. So we're going to do a transition from down dog to from dolphin to step through to a warrior one. So don't overthink it. You can always reset through your downward dog to do this, but otherwise, I want you to visualize here that as you lift your elbows up, the right foot is going to step through, yeah? So we'll bring the feet together in our dolphin, lift the right leg up and back. So you're in a one-legged or a three-legged dolphin, we'll call this. Push the floor away, take a full breath in. Look forward at your thumbs, and then as your right knee pulls into your chest, you're going to push onto your hands and step the right foot forward. Warrior one, ground the heel, inhale, reach up, take a full breath in. Exhale, circle the hands down to the mat. Left hand under the shoulder, right arm peels open to twist. So we take a little easy twist lunge. Hold here, push through the right arm and clip the left shoulder blade down your back. Sorry, push through the left arm. Okay, circle the right arm all the way back. We'll take the hands forward again for that standing L shape. So hands forward, spine lifts up over the hands. We're going to do a curtsy squat. So bend your standing knee, heel squeezes to butt, cross the top of your inner thigh. So turn the left knee towards the right and then squeeze as you sit down into a little curtsy squat. Back to standing L, weight in the arms, spine forward, leg kicks back. Squeeze heel to pelvis, knee to right, squeeze and sit the hips back. 2 more, standing L, lean forward, spine pulls through. Curtsy squat, bend the knee, sit back into the right heel. Last one, shoot back, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, squeeze. Standing L, shoot back, inhale. Move the left hand back a little bit, step the left toes back, find your easy twist, right arm to sky. Stay here or pivot your feet to the right and then stack the feet, Vashisthasana, side plank. Otherwise, keep your right foot on the mat and use the right foot for stability. We'll hold here, 1 more breath in, left shoulder blade clips down your back. Nice. And then hand comes down to the floor, downward facing dog. So you can move through that pivot and then bring the heels back to down dog. Same right leg, lift up and back, inhale. Right knee pulls forward, tiger curl. Step the right foot forward. Last one, standing leg split. Lift the left leg up and back. And now cross the left leg behind the right leg. Come to that forward fold, but with the left foot behind the right, or the left leg behind the right. We'll stay here in the forward fold. Otherwise, last little try for crow pose with crossed ankles. So the hands will come forward, lean forward, come up onto the balls of your feet, and then open your knees, but keep your ankles crossed. Lean forward, get your knees to tack to the back of the arms or to wrap outside. Lean, 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 lean forward, and then use your right ankle to squeeze and lift the left ankle. Yeah, so you use the ankle to lift the leg. 1 more breath. And then you have to separate your ankles, feet to the floor and forward fold. Woo! I can ask you afterwards how you went. Take a halfway lift, inhale, and bow forward, let that go. Hands to mat, step back. You're welcome to take a vinyasa or come straight to downward dog, your choice. We'll meet in down dog, hips pull high. Hold for a breath, big sigh, and then lower your knees to the floor, dolphin. Last one. Well done. Okay, push the floor away, scoop up, and then dolphin, let's go. Walk the feet in a little bit, maybe bend your knees, push the floor away, lift up and out of the arms. Okay, left leg lifts up and back. So before you do anything, visualize the left knee pulling in to step to warrior 1. Look forward at your thumbs. Pull the left knee in, use that momentum, lean into your hands, push and step. Left foot forward, ground the back foot, warrior 1, lift up, full breath in. Exhale, hands down to the mat, right hand under the shoulder, step the right toes back and lift the heel for easy twist. Right palm down, clip the right shoulder blade and then peel the chest open. Get a big breath here into the whole left side of your pec. And then circle the left hand down. Both hands will come forward for standing L. Right leg lifts. Okay, curtsy squat. Bend the heel, squeeze heel to glute. Cross the top of the thighs, right knee pulls to left. And then you sit back into the left heel. Shoot back, standing L. As you pull the chest forward, drag the hands back. Curtsy squat. Squeeze the top of the thighs, sit back into the left heel. 2 more. Shoot back to standing L. Exhale, curtsy squat. Standing L. Curtsy squat. Last one, standing L. Right hand has to shift back. Big step with the right toes back. Find your easy twist. Open the left arm. Pivot your heels towards the left. You can stay here and stand on the front foot. Otherwise, stack the feet. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Clip the right shoulder blade down. Open through the chest. Squeeze the inner legs. Big breath. And then left hand comes down. I like to come through that side down dog pivot and then reorientate my toes to downward facing dog. Left leg, same left leg, lift up and back. Inhale, breath. Tiger curl, pull it forward, step between your hands, standing L, hands forward, lift the right leg, and then cross the legs to come to the forward fold, top of the mat. So right leg behind the left. Pull up, halfway lift. Bow forward, take your hands forward in front, lean into the hands, come up onto the toes, open the knees, but squeeze your ankles. Yeah, and then start to transition, weight forward. So you've got to get your knees to squeeze to the back of your arms. Just lean forward, don't overthink it. As you lean forward, use your left foot to lift the bottom, yeah, to lift the right foot. So you're using the ankle hook to help lift the legs. One more breath in. Then you have to uncross your feet, come to a forward fold, top of the mat. Let's take a halfway lift. Inhale. Hands to the floor, step back, high plank. You're welcome straight to down dog or last vinyasa. Forward, lower, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, and downward facing dog. Woo. Well done. We'll take a full breath in. A big breath out. Okay, lower your knees to the floor. So good. Step your right foot forward. We're just going to come to a lizard. So you're welcome to shimmy the left knee a little further back to open the hip flexor. You can come down if that works onto your forearms or your elbows. Otherwise, you might stay a little higher. So a couple of variations just because we don't have heaps of time. So you can choose. You can come higher and then open the right arm. Maybe squeeze the heel to your glute and catch the back foot. So lots of things here you can do. I'm focusing on opening the front of the hip flexors and the quads now because we did a lot of hip flexion. Good. And then we'll slowly release. Let's step the right knee back, left foot forward. Again, your choice. You can stay in the lizard, back toes can stay down, elbows to floor even if that feels comfortable. Or spin the chest, reach back. You can even take a little half bind without having to catch the foot or squeeze the back heel in. And I like to kind of nod my head and my neck a little bit just to release any tension there. Slow the breath down now. And then slowly release your back foot. Good, hands down, step back to knees. And then let's just pivot around, come to sit. And then roll down onto your spine. I'll just take a few more minutes. If you do need to leave right on 1/4 we're basically there. Otherwise, I'm just going to take another stretch just to release. So figure 4, right shin over left thigh and maybe grab behind the left leg. And then just rock the pelvis a little side to side to release in your glute. Little massage, little stir in the hips. And then we'll change. Left shin over right thigh, figure 4. And again, you can just rock a little from side to side. So So it's nice if you're doing this when this class is done in the morning to take a little bit of a cool down, but also to kind of ride off of this energy that you've built. Whereas if we did it at night time, you might take a little bit longer to slow down and settle. And then bring your feet down to the floor. We'll just take the feet wide, little windscreen wiper with the knees from left to right. So you can just get a little gentle twist and rock through the lower back. This is also a really nice way to open up the front of the hips and the quads. Good. And then we'll come just for a brief Shavasana. So just a minute. You can obviously take longer, but we'll just close here with the eyes closed, the gaze going in. Maybe you place your hands on the belly to concentrate awareness and attention to a deep grounding breath. So you just take these final few moments to remind the body that all is well, all is calm here in this moment. And really the breath is our ultimate center, our best base of support and stability. So just a remembering that when we are able to connect to center, to connect to foundation, to stability, it gives us this great sense of confidence, empowers us. And the breath is really that center point for all things that we do in our day. So you're welcome to stay, otherwise just wriggle fingers, toes, take a big yawn and a stretch. Slowly bend the knees and you can roll your body over to one side. And gently come up to sit. Thank you, thank you.